Welcome to ShortView Trading. This is your morning market hit for Monday, 15th of March. What matters today and this week for traders? Well, it was a pretty big week last week. Some pretty strong gains across the board, whether you look at the S&P up around 3% and change on the week, or the Nikkei 225 over in Japan up a similar amount, or the NAHB even more, up 5% and change. And the Russell 2000, of course, really knocking the ball out of the park, up almost 7% on the week. So it was a big week last week, and this week is therefore big decision week. With that big week last week, there's strength in risk assets. We saw a whole bunch of our short-term market timing models move from buy as they were at the beginning of March back onto sell by the back end of last week. So really over sort of Wednesday, Thursday, and as of Friday's close, a whole bunch of models increasingly in the short term reaching short-term sell signals. The risk appetite scoring system, for example, the chart that you can see in front of you now, you can see has moved from buy nicely earlier in March up to sell as of sort of the middle of last week, back end of last week. Technically, markets have become overbought. And if you look at market internals from a technical perspective, for example, you look at sectors, how many sectors in the S&P 500 are overbought. This model we're putting up in front of you now, you can see it's got back on to sell. The percentage of stocks above their 10-day moving average in the S&P 500 also modeled back on sell. You get the message, the VIX at its really pretty close to its record lows of recent months. So a lot of fears come out of markets, a lot of risk appetites move from fearful to greedy, a lot of models have moved from oversold to overbought in the short term. So it's really a big week, it's a decision week. And it's interesting, of course, because we've got the Fed on Wednesday and no doubt will be dovish. Will there be any talk about yield curve control? Will there be any talk about bond yield levels as we saw from the ECB last week or not? That'll be a key question. And of course, ahead of the Fed, the market tends to hold up and hold on to its gains or even push on a little bit more ahead of that into Fed meetings, especially when they think it's going to be a dovish meeting. So it's a big week. It's a decision week. Not only are models on sell, but a number of equity markets and a number of key asset prices are at really key levels. Take the S&P 500, for example, futures back at their mid-February highs. Take the 10-year bond yield equally, trying to push on to new high yield levels as we've seen in recent weeks. Whether or not that succeeds, where the S&P goes from here is critical. It's a big week, it's a decision week. And to see how we're playing it, please see today's Daily Rag available to subscribers via the website. Equally, if you're not subscribing, please do sign up for a free trial, 7-day free trial. All you need to put in is your name and email address. No credit card details are required at this stage, and we'll send you the rag for free for 7 trading sessions. Or if you like what you see, please simply go ahead and subscribe. It's $49 a month. Cancelable at any time, nothing further to pay. So what are we watching today and this week? Well, today's pretty light, not really anything too significant going on. But across this week, we've got 3 big central bank meetings. Obviously, the Fed on Wednesday is the biggest, but then we've got the Bank of England on Thursday and the Bank of Japan on Friday. All important, all will be watched closely. Over and above that, we've got a lot of key macro data out of the States, including some housing data, NAHB Housing Market Index on Tuesday, and then housing starts and permits later in the week. We've also got US retail sales and Philly Fed out over the course of this week. So that's it from us. That's your morning market hit for Monday, 15th of March. Thank you for listening. Please do subscribe to these free videos on YouTube. Simply search under ShortView Trading and click the subscribe button, or follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter and or Facebook. Thank you for listening. Stay safe. Trade well.